Hey, Alex, thanks for taking the time. We'll open it up to questions here. I don't see any hands raised. We'll get started with John.
Hey, Alex, good to see you. New scheme, obviously, for you, new defensive coordinator, Jonathan Gannon. What can you tell us about him, and how are things going for you in this new system?
Yeah, Coach Gannon's awesome. Coach Rallis is awesome. I'm excited for everything we're going to be doing. The principles, the way we get to the ball as a team, and the team defense we're going to be playing. I'm excited about it. I really like them as a coaching staff, and yeah, I think it fits well with how I play. I know, Coach kind of came on here and talked about the hits principle, and getting to the ball is kind of something I pride myself with. So hopefully I fit into that nicely.
All right, we'll go to Mike and then Zach Berman.
Hey, Alex, you're going from one of the more experienced position coaches in the league to a guy who is like 27, around your age, and kind of learning how to be a position coach and in the league as he's teaching you. What has he brought to the room, and how can a younger coach relate to you guys in a way maybe that an older coach couldn't?
Yeah, no shot at Flage, but obviously it's a little more youthful. But yeah, I will say, Coach Rallis, obviously Flage had 40 plus years of experience of coaching, and Rallis obviously doesn't have all that, but he puts in that time. He's the coach that all the coaches have already talked about, the guy that doesn't leave, and they wonder if he has a wife. So he is the guy that is in here 24/7 trying to catch up on that, and that's an exciting guy to play for. Everything he never second guesses himself in a meeting, on the field, the drills he participates in fully. Since I think we graduated the same year, he can still play a little ball. So he moves around with us. So it makes it fun, and his knowledge is par none to any coach I've had.
Go ahead, Zach, and then Bo.
Hey, Alex, good to see you. How's your perspective different going from a guy trying to make the team to now in a situation where you're trying to keep a starting job?
The exact same. I think you got to work harder when you're in this situation. More pressure. I think the last however many 2.5 years here, it's just been just kind of just grind, and no one's watching now. All you guys are watching, and it's you got to continue to grind and continue to be better, and having new staff, new everything. It makes it the competition level is even. Everybody's in the same spot. It's not the same coaches we had last year that put you in and liked you as a player. It's a whole new staff, so just gotta keep that same hunger, grind, and do what I do.
Go ahead, Bo, and then Bob.
First of all, Alex, is this the longest beard you've ever had?
It is.
Nice. When you say that you're a good fit for the defense, what does that mean? How does your style of play fit well in the defense?
They want fast, physical, kind of just guys that get to the ball, and that's something that I've always prided myself with, is that no matter where the play is, I want to be I want to be on the tackle, I want to be on the hit, not just on the screen. And so that's something that the principles of our defense is just playing fast, being around the ball, getting to the ball, causing turnovers. And so those are things that I think play well within the way I play. So to just be able to improve those with these coaches and the fundamentals, and just continue to grow my game that way.
We'll go to Bob and then Dave.
Hey, Alex, those black jerseys that you guys are wearing at practice, whose idea was that, and how do you like them?
Man, we don't get to wear the black. We're in the gray, so that's even. I
okay.
wish we were in the black. I don't know whose idea it is. I like the T-shirts. It's a little more breathing than the jerseys.
Go ahead, Dave, and then Paul.
Hey, Alex, when the defense changes, you clawed your way into this league and you got a big role. Were you nervous at all about what the new defense would look like and how you would fit into it?
Yeah, I don't know if it was nervous, kind of just excited, for another opportunity, just to see what it is, I feel like even just, last year was just my second year under, Schwartz. So I was still learning the defense going into, summer last year. We didn't have OTAs. It was all virtual. So it was still kind of on that learning curve. I didn't take any reps year one, in practice or games. So it was, kind of the same situation. So, I kind of always think I have a little edge, having to learn so many defenses in so many years that I can kind of use terms that all these different coaches have used, whether it was in Canada, here, or the year I bounced around the NFL, just so many terms and, ways that you can run defenses in the NFL. There's only so many ways, you can only do so many different things on defense. So, to kind of have that knowledge and be able to, bring it into, this staff, I think it'll help me a lot.
How much have you been leaning on Eric Wilson so far, just given his knowledge of probably a lot of the concepts you guys are going to use?
Yeah, a ton. That's, always been the thing about our room, and it just continues to be that way. Whoever's in there, especially, him and Rollis were together. So, they, the terms that they know, that, the ways that they see things, and, just the way that we have seen things and the way that they do, it kind of is meshing together, and it's really nice to be able to communicate and kind of all be on the same wavelength.
Go ahead, Paul, and then Martin.
Yeah, Alex, when we were talking to Gannon last week, one of the things he emphasized was takeaways. That obviously was a problem last year. You didn't have a lot of them as a team. Do you see a different emphasis here with this group, with this coaching staff, as far as how they emphasize takeaways, how they teach them?
Oh yeah, it's huge. I think a lot of teams, talk about it. Obviously, it's something that everybody knows this game. If you win the turnover battle, you're going to have a pretty good chance of winning. The percentages get really high, the more turnovers you get in a game. But this staff, every day we've talked about a turnover fundamental. So it's something that is harped on. It's something we practice. It's something, I think on a weekly basis we're going to do a ton of. I think by the time camp rolls around and you guys are out there, you're going to be like, dude, these dudes only work on turnovers and tackling. And it's something that I think as a defense, like I said, we're going to pride ourselves on is, getting to the ball, making tackles, making team defensive tackles, and getting the ball out.
Go ahead, Martin.
Hey, Alex. I was wondering if you've noticed like a difference so far in the two guys you guys drafted at linebacker last year, and Davion Taylor and Sean Bradley. Obviously last year was probably tough for them adjusting to the NFL. Have you seen, I know you're only barely on the field now, but have you seen any kind of difference in those guys?
Yeah, I would just say, like I said, just with no OTAs last year, they're just coming in. It's a fast turnaround, especially for young guys who've never kind of really been, anywhere before, just coming out of college. And so, yeah, it's, their confidence and just, being here. I always tell people all the time, going to a building and not knowing, people's names around the building, much less coaches, and knowing the system and having to know where to, you just got to know where to walk in the building. If you just come into training camp, you got to know the kitchen staff. You just got to know everybody around. If you don't recognize a face, you already don't feel comfortable. So just to have that confidence now in, year two for them, just to kind of know what's going on, know where to be. They know the weight room staff. They know how to be, push the new rookies. They know how to show, kind of lead the way and not just be the guys, following. They both have stepped up really big in those roles.
All right. Are there any more questions for Alex? No? All right. Thank you for your time, Alex.
Yes, sir. See you guys.